Alrighty, howdy ho folks. Multiversal Medium here for another episode of Silent Hope. Last time we left off, I was just kind of rambling. You know how it is. It's a roguelike, action roguelike at that. It's kind of got a lot of time just to ramble without actual cutscenes happening. Which is nice. It is. I get to talk about whatever the heck's on my brain at the moment. Defeat 3 elite monsters before reaching the next floor. Okay. Anyways, oh. Gotta remember the frickin' what button correlates to what. So not for nothing, man, but I don't like the fact that you can just stun me with that attack. Especially, this is one last thing. So you'd think dodging would have iframes. Sadly, it does not. Dodging does not equate to iframes. Dodging is quite literally just movement. And that's also with teleport dodges like that. If I teleport dodge into a projectile trying to get past it, I still get hit by the projectile. And not for nothing, but that's kind of insulting. Like, I'll admit, I'm kind of freaking biased, because I do occasionally play things like Dark Souls or whatever, but most of the time when you get a dodge in a game, it comes with iframes. And that's the entire point of why you'd want to dodge, basically. Like, why would you be dodging around if it wasn't a means of not taking damage, basically? But yeah, that's one last gripe for this game. Overall, it's good. I would recommend this game if you can pick it up. It's solid. It's a solid little roguelite. I think we're probably going to have to beat it like 8 times at some point. Maybe I'll do that off screen if there's really like no difference besides the fact that the game's more difficult. Heck, like I might not even do that in an episode whatsoever. Like, there's no difference between beating the game with every character, basically. I don't think I'd actually put it on screen. Ah, well. Anyways, as you can tell, the rogue, after getting her class up, is effing perfect, actually. This is exactly the kind of combat I was expecting from the rogue when I first picked her up. Quick dive in, dive out kind of combat, while being a bit squishy, but hitting hard. It's what the heck you'd want from a dagger-wielding rogue character. It perfectly encapsulates it, actually. Like, with the skill setup, she's got 1, 2, 3 dodges. Perfect. Effing perfect. So it's just a matter of, like, dodging around each and every enemy. Because by the time one dodge is, like, on cooldown, the other ones aren't. You're just able to switch from dodge to dodge to dodge. Yep. Yep, good stuff. Anyways, I wanted to say... Ooh. That, I finally decided on what frickin' series I was gonna do as a meta thing throughout all of, ooh, yeah. There's just too many of these large dudes around here, man. Gosh, dang it, man. I just said the combat was perfectly fine with the rogue, and it's like, no. Nah, getting my butt handed to me. Okay, yeah, get out of there. Run and gun tactics. Any bot. I finally decided on what meta game I was going to do throughout February, and I'm kind of looking forward to it because it's a game I like. Unlike a majority of the things on my channel, I have actually played through it, so it should be fun. Should be lots of fun, actually. Lots and lots of fun. Even though I've decided it, I've not started recording it at this point. Ooh, that was a bad one too. There is a heal right over here. Okay. Getting one of those turtles or whatever to stun you and the other one hitting you when they hit that hard is not okay, actually. 100% not okay. Oh yeah, that stun, man. Oh me, oh my. I think that was just like way too many tough enemies in one spot. Especially considering we are not properly geared like usual. Oh right, I still had one potion? I thought I was out of them. I thought I was out of them, which is why I didn't heal. Oh, this is... Yep, that's that. Ah, well. It is what it is. That's how roguelites go. Anyways, I'm not going to say what game it is, because I haven't started recording yet, and there's always the small chance of like, oh, I wasn't able to get a good recording out of it. So, yeah.
Oh my. That enemy was
but it should...
expected.
Hopefully encapsulate what the heck I want. Okay. I would have thought we'd gotten something for this dude besides the usual fodder, but whatever.
An animal means taking another being's
38, 39, I guess.
We must never forget to appreciate how much they contribute to our own lives.
This. And butter? Yeah, sure, why not? Just keep all this crafting nonsense going.
Waiting is part of the fun. If you don't mind.
Yeah. Gosh, this girl is such a chatterbox. Like, it's cute. She's one of the most bubbly characters I've ever seen in any game. She's wonderfully nice. I don't dislike her. She never stops talking. Never. She will never stop. I cannot imagine being next to anyone that talks this much. Like, can you honestly think how life would be if every single time you did anything, somebody had to give their own input? Just like, oh yeah, that thing, that thingy thing, that thing. Like, yeah, that thing. And then you pair that with the fact, like, you can't even just sit around. She will keep talking.
I can hardly wait to see how it turns out.
No matter what menu you're in, she will talk.
How come you Coldens have a sense of mystery? Who knows what's happening?
I want to like her so bad. She drives me up the wall every single time I'm grinding.
How it turns out.
Just oy vey, oy vey.
To advance while you're exploring the abyss.
Yeah. Oh well.
When you think about it, waiting is part of the fun.
It is what it is.
Thank you.
Get all that done. Head on back down. Yeah, we can go down as a rogue. Whatever.
Go for it.
Heart and soul food? Okay. I'm assuming the mission was simply go into the dungeon with a full thing of food every single time? Or so many times? What else? What else? What else? Anyways, the series I picked should hopefully perfectly encapsulate what I wanted for the month of February. We'll see. And we'll see if I can queue up enough stuff to actually get another challenge going and finish editing the challenge video that I had for January. Because, yeah, that's just sitting in limbo and I feel bad. Like, I put a lot of effort into recording all that stuff, and it's just like, oh, oof. I don't want this to end up like Wario World. I don't want this to be another, like, just kind of perpetually on the shelf, like a certain elf. Oy vey. Did we just, like, pick up a recipe for gold daggers? Why would you... I've gone on record so many times in various games. Gold weapons are stupid. They are one of the stupidest things you could do with gold. They are worthless as a weapon. Like an ornamental, like, ritual-based weapon, sure. But that's not how it's ever used in any media. The 100% showcased as, like, yeah, that wonderful weapon, right? Oh my gosh. So, one issue with the rogue skill is her backstab skill. It's supposed to instantly close the distance on an enemy and land a crit hit. Sneak attack. Okay. I thought it was called, like, backstab or something. I could have sworn she had a... Wait, sneak attack. Huh. Okay, you know what? Never mind. That's my misinterpretation. For some reason, I could have sworn, like, when talking about that skill, it was like, yeah, it's a backstab. You teleport behind people and you attack them doing, like, a critical hit. Because, you know, rogues tend to have that. No, it's actually described as, like, just a teleport thing like the other ones. Okay. Anyways, I was going to say, like, the issue being is your character basically always just goes kind of in a straight line when you'd want them to end up behind an enemy. And it feels weird. It feels a bit weird, but it's like, nope, I was looking at it wrong. That's on me. She will, like, turn to attack an enemy. She actually passes through with it, so it's, I guess, kind of both. Whatever. There we go. It is nice. I do like the skill. It's just, I was having issues aiming it occasionally. And, yep, that's on me. I flubbed it. Breaking flubbed it. What else? What else? Any butt. Going the wrong way, as usual. Let's see here, and through. There we go. That was not very through. There we go. And through there, and good to go. Anyways, as I'm recording this, I just got the news that the Rune Factory game that I was kind of hinting at in the first episode, Guardians of Azuma, got delayed. So, that's fun. Which, as I said in the first episode, it's like, maybe you're watching this because you are really hyped for that game. And you want some kind of Rune Factory adjacent, and you've already played all the Rune Factories. Or maybe, like, you're playing Guardians of Azuma, and, you just want some Rune Factory adjacent, because you've played all the Rune Factories. This background noise. Well, none of that matters. The series is gonna be way past done by the time that game comes out. Like, unless there's some major overturning point story-wise, I don't think I'm gonna have to, at least on screen, showcase the other difficulties of the game in the dungeons and stuff. So, yeah, that's... I don't think we have much more of this game. Like, not for nothing. especially with me like grinding off screen. Kind of cuts down a lot on how much screen time this game's actually getting. Because I think I checked. I think there's only 6 biomes, dungeons, floors, whatever you want to call them. And we're on the 4th. So yeah, we're past the halfway point basically. Obviously each biome's getting longer and longer. I think the first dungeon only had what? 12 floors? I think the last one had 16 or something like that. Meanwhile, this one has 18, so I think it's going up like 2 floors per dungeon. So next biome should have 20, and then the last one should have 22. Which is fine, that's perfectly viable. But yeah, it's... I'm partially upset, not just because of, like, recording-wise, but what should be an obvious hint, I like the Rune Factory series. In fact, I freaking have spoofed the original title card for the first Rune Factory twice on my channel. Like, both the first episode of Harvestella as well as the first episode of Immortal Life are just a reference to Rune Factory by saying they're a blank fantasy Harvest Moon. Because the original title of Rune Factory was A Fantasy Harvest Moon. So Harvestella is the first episode, a Final Fantasy Harvest Moon, and Immortal Life is a High Eastern Fantasy Harvest Moon. Which is, I find it funny, and I know it's not funny, and I'll just leave it at that. I find it funny. I know it's not nearly as funny or chortle-worthy as I find it. That's most of my jokes, though. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the series. Always have been, so bit bummed it's getting pushed back. I'm looking forward to it, even though Rune Factory 5 was lesser. But I wasn't surprised Rune Factory 5 was lesser, because Rune Factory 4 was the series' swan song. Those of you that... Oh, defeat 3 elite monsters. Okay, cool. Those of you that may not know, Rune Factory 4 was meant to be the last entry in the series as a whole. That's why it's arguably so much passion is in it. They didn't think they'd be able to do another Rune Factory at the end of the day. So they kind of put everything they wanted for the series into 4. And honestly, it was kind of like holding true to that. But Rune Factory 4 just sold amazing compared to the other ones. Because it was really good. Like, really good. Oh my gosh, is Rune Factory 4 good. I don't even think I've gotten the true final ending in Rune Factory 4 ever. I get burnt out, but like... The game is kind of like Dragon Quest 11 or whatever, where it's like, okay, you got through Act 1, and that's arguably you saw the credits roll and you're like, okay, I guess I'm done. And it's like, nah, man, there's a lot more storyline going on. Like, is there? We saw the credits roll, and it's like, nah, that was Act 1's credits. Let's get to Act 2, man. Oh, okay, I got that done. Now what? It's like Act 3, buddy. Oh, ooh. Yeah, Act 3 is gonna freaking test you to your limits, man. That's how Rune Factory 4 is set up. Like, you solve this major issue, and it's like, okay, I guess I'm done. That's credits right there. And it's like, no, that was Act 1. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. That was a lot. That was a lot more than I thought. Ooh. Don't like how that one missed for some reason. And that, like, missing right there is a showcase of how most range attacks are. Just barely missing when it looks like they should hit. Whatever. There we go. Get all that sorted. Anyways, so yeah, that's how Rune Factory 4 is set up. So like, if you actually want to truly beat the game, you're looking at over 100 hours. But you don't need to put 100 hours to get enjoyment out of the game. It's perfectly fine with you not continuing the story at various points. Unlike, say, Harvestella, who's constantly reminding me, hey, do the story. You need to do the story thing. You want to date people? Oh my gosh, you need to do the story if you want to date people. Gosh, why would you want to date people if you didn't do the story? We got this horribly written JRPG. Go do that. I hate that game so much. I just like saying I hate it. It's the joy I get out of it. Anyways, so it's perfectly fine with you doing that. And it's paired with the fact that the devs of Rune Factory, around Rune Factory 3, figured out how to do a good action RPG. Like, not for nothing, but Rune Factory 1 and 2 aren't fun action RPG wise. They're interesting story wise, and the mechanics of the action RPG are enough to make you want to dive deeper into the mechanics of it in order to just kind of go deeper and deeper into the game. But actual action RPG gameplay wise, Rune Factory 1 and 2 kind of suck. Not kind of, they just honestly do. They are so slow. Like, obscenely slow movement wise. Like, I don't think you can ever technically run in that game, or those games. So it's just slow movement, slow attacks, so on and so forth. Like, it feels like every weapon you use and every action you do are the equivalent of a massive warhammer in whatever action RPG game you have, where everything's just slow as molasses. And this isn't me like saying don't try the first two Rune Factories, it's just that's how they are. They're built around that though. Like I mentioned in a Harvestella actually, considering like you move so slow, the game gives you a tool in the first Rune Factory to sleep in dungeons because you're not going to make it through the entirety of a dungeon in one day. And that's paired with the fact like, oh, well, how am I going to restore my stamina and my health or whatever? You can farm in dungeons. So as you farm in dungeons and you like harvest the crops, you're able to get like a full restore of all of your stats basically. So the game's legit designed with it in mind. They figured out how it worked and they're like, okay, well, let's have this that kind of messes with or kind of deals with the fact that you can't do X, Y, Z, so on and so forth. Like they built completely around the fact like, okay, we kind of made a slow action RPG. Which, yeah, there's nothing wrong with a slow action RPG. Heck, Dark Souls, a lot of the time for a majority of players, is a slow action RPG. But it's built around it. It's perfectly fine being slow. It's perfectly fine being based around blocking, parries, waiting for openings. It's perfectly fine that way. Let's go with... yeah, let's go with little adventurer dude. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, especially when built around. But it is a turnoff for most people. Heck, I remember for years, I've always kind of like felt like maybe giving Demon Souls or Dark Souls a try, and a majority of friends in my like life were like, no man, do not. That game's, no, do not. which is understandable. That kind of gameplay is not for everyone. It wasn't until I finally just picked up Bloodborne on like a buy two get one or a buy one get one free kind of like sale thing at a store that I finally tried the combat for, and I was like, okay, yeah, I could do this. Because like, yeah, 100%, it's kind of slow combat. It's not for everyone. I'm gonna say Rune Factory 1 and 2, not for everyone, and that's perfectly okay. The thing beyond that though is Rune Factory 3, 4, so on and so forth. They just made a fun action RPG system, actually. And I'm just amazed that they did that, considering a lot of other devs just kind of suck at it, weirdly enough. Like, I'm gonna say this right now. Action RPGs are one of the most grab-baggy genres in general, because every dev out there has their different take on what an action combat system should be, and a lot of the time, their take is bad. Not gonna lie, their take a lot of the time is bad. People who don't like Dark Souls style combat would consider a Souls-like a bad take on an action RPG. They just can't say that anymore because Souls-like are like pervading the game sphere, basically. Like, there are so many Souls-likes out there now. Gosh, dude, why does your attack suck? Just take it out. Oy vey. Willing on him for like 5 hours doing nothing, and it's like, he's got a sliver of health. He should be dead soon, right? No. No, apparently not. Oy vey. Just wouldn't die. I get he's a tortoise, but still, man, that was absurd. Like, yeah, you can't really say you don't like Dark Souls combat because there's so many Souls-like out there now, because devs found out people like it. But let's say warrior-style combat. I'm not saying warrior-style combat is bad. I'm saying it's a very unique style of combat where you're like, arguably your character's OP, but you're going against a frickin' entire army's worth of frickin' people. So like, even though your character's OP, it's death by 1,000 ants kind of thing, with an occasional like super large enemy or another OP character mixed in to fight you. That's not for everyone. A lot of people might not like that as a style of combat. See here, beat the monster rush in so long, whatever. Yeah, let's go with her, I guess. Why not? So
Down there.
basically, it just there's a lot of different types of action combat, and it's not for everyone. And it's annoying because it's kind of like when you pick up a Final Fantasy game. You don't know what the heck you're getting until you actually pop that thing open and try it. You really don't. I have no clue what the heck I'm getting into, like, game feel wise, anytime I freaking pick up an action RPG until I'm actually swinging the sword and doing stuff in it. Yeah, I would go out on a limb. Rune Factory 3 and 4, they did it right. And it's because they added more things that were faster movement based, so on and so forth. They feel correct to play as opposed to the slow as molasses that some of the weapons are in that game. No, that was really stupid of me. It's really stupid of me. The second I'm like, no, wait, take your finger off the button. You really shouldn't play as her. This character sucks. And we don't have a crystal next floor. Just get off the button and maybe go back home instead. It was like, nope, wait, too late. But with that increase in like action RPG nonsense, Rune Factor 3 is a good game on the DS. On the Switch, it plays horribly. I don't know what they did with the remake of Rune Factor 3 on the Switch, but it feels wrong. It feels uncanny valley levels wrong trying to play Rune Factory 3 on the Switch. Something about the engine just does not translate well. But Rune Factory 4 plays great. And it being the swan song of the series, really... It just really does a lot. Oh, she can actually... That's interesting. That's really interesting, actually. So, not for nothing, but even though I crap talk the ranged characters or whatever, this girl is my least favorite character to play, which is upsetting because I like brawlers, and I think I went into detail about it last dungeon, but she is legit just the worst character. She 100% is. Like, yeah, she's good single target, but that's it. That's really it. Her basic attacks are garbage. She can die immediately, just like I was expecting. She can do a ranged things with a few of her skills, but like her regular attacks are garbage, and her range for her attacks are garbage usually. So yeah, I don't like her, and considering this is how she's gonna be until we beat the final boss with her, because that's how you unlock the third class, she's just gonna be a slog for the rest of the game, basically. And there's nothing I can do about it. 100% just nothing I can do. So infuriating. It's kind of paired like the Wanderer / Adventurer dude, as well as the Sage, the Mage dude. I think both the Adventurer as well as the Sage, I'm not using any of their new class skills, because their new class skills just kind of effing suck. They really do. So I'm just using their base skills, and it's like, this is just what the class is going to be until I beat the game, basically, with them. And it's just a bit upsetting. Like, it doesn't feel like they reach their proper potential whatsoever. They got the stat boost from switching classes, and that is it. Oy vey, yeah, we're about to go down. I don't know why I switched to her. I really don't. Oy vey. That was really dumb of me. There's no crystals on this floor. I need to figure out how to get to the next floor, and it's just, oof. We ain't gonna be able to do that. Not for nothing. Not with how I play and the fact that I only have 3 HP right now. Yeah, yeah. Oh, did her attack actually stun it again? Color me surprised. Oh, there we go. That's that. Is what it is. Ah, well. Should I grind up more? Is it wrong of me to grind up more? I mean, arguably, I kind of need to. I at least need to get some decent gear defense-wise.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That enemy was stronger than expected.
No, it's more so I'm weaker than expected.
Give it another go.
Like, I'm super weak. Like, I don't know if she's exactly Weenie Hut Jr.'s level weak, but she is Weenie Hut Jr.'s at least.
If you don't mind.
Like, not for nothing.
I hope your work goes smoothly. I can hardly wait to see how it turns out.
Yeah, I think
I
might have to level up off screen. Which I guess I have no time to. I think this is the last episode of Silent Hope this month, yeah? Is that how that's working out? I think this is the last episode, possibly?
Behold
We'll see.
Mother Nature.
We shall see.
I can
But,
wait to see how it
I should
turns
have
out.
enough time to, like,
Give
kind
it your
of
best.
level up and actually get decent defense gear on people.
Wait, it's part of the fun. I hope your work goes smoothly.
Just kind of rock stuff. You know how it is.
I can hardly wait
So, yeah.
to see how it turns out.
Should be a-okay. Oh, is,
Wait to see the finished
arms
product.
able to level up? Okay, sure.
Right. Let's make even more things now.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Why not?
Nothing tastes better than freshly
This
picked
one?
vegetables you
Nope.
found yourself.
That one isn't ready to level up.
Hardly wait
Okay.
to harvest them.
Anyway, guys, it's been an episode. I'll talk to y'all
Ready.
in another episode of Silent Hope or whatever on my channel.
I can hardly wait to see.
Feel
how
free
it
to check
turns
out other stuff if you
It
want.
should be done by the time you return from an expedition.
Until then,
When you
ciao.
wait, it's part of the fun.
Oh, my voice is breaking. Oh no. Oh no, I got more recordings after this. Oh no.
I can't wait
Also,
to see the finished
I'll
product.
level up off screen
The
a
sound
bit
of
or
work being
re-gear
carved
off
is
screen.
delightfully hypnotic.
Last two episodes kind of showcased. Yeah, I'm gonna need a bit more for this
Underway.
fourth floor. I really am. Oy vey.
Hardly wait to see how it
Anyway,
turns out.
talk to y'all later. Ciao.